Hello there. So today I've got a very exciting video. I've been so excited about testing out this palette ever since I laid my makeup junkie eyes on it. So today we're going to be doing a first impression and testing out of the Cosmetix Firefly Forest eyeshadow palette. This was sent to me by Rick from Cosmetix. He contacted me. You probably know all of this like at this point, but I just feel like it's important to be transparent and just to let you know that I didn't buy this. It was sent to me and I was very grateful, but obviously I will always give you my honest opinions. So this is what the palette looks like. It's got mostly mattes. I mean, how many are here? Okay, 4 times 4, 16. Is that 16? 4, 8, 16. Oh my gosh. Yes. She's doing the maths up in here today. So we've got 16. They look like mattes, but they maybe could be shimmers. I'm not wholly sure. And then over at the side, you've got 4. Like, I don't want to call them shimmers. By the way, I have swatched some of these and I've swatched these. They're not your typical shimmer. They feel very smooth, almost like the highlight formula from the Aurora palette, which I can't not mention now. In every video I seem to mention that fecking palette, but it's beautiful. They're very soft, very silky. They're not like, I don't know. Anyway, they're beautiful. So today I'm going to just be swatching some of these shades so that you can see how they swatch. Not that it's very important, but we all love a good little swatching session, don't we? I mean, really, what would a first impression video be without some swatches? And then I'm just going to create a bit of an eye look up on my eyes, and then I can let you know if the palette's good, is it worth buying. So this cost £25 on Amazon, and for me that is kind of out of my usual price range. I think if I had seen this I would have wanted to have bought it, but maybe wouldn't, because I would have thought it's too expensive, especially for a brand that I don't really know. Like, I'm kind of, well, I was kind of, before Rick contacted me, of course, I was kind of familiar with TZ because I bought one of their palettes and I just loved it. But I wasn't like overly familiar with them, as I'm sure most people aren't. So yeah, I don't think I would have wanted to have spent £25 on a palette by a brand that I didn't really know much about. So I hope that today this video will be able to kind of quantify, is the palette good, is it worth £25, is it something you would want to spend your hard-earned money on? I mean, really. So that's just what we're going to be doing today. Okay, so just to kind of clarify as well, it does say here in the kind of details on Amazon that these 16 kind of circular shadows are clay powered mattes, and then the 4 square shadows at the side are lustrous duochrome shades, and it just says neutral to bold shades deliver rich pigment payoff and silky smooth blending with everywhere. Okay, so let's just get into a little bit of swatching. As I said, I have swatched some of these before, so this, you know, is not wholly new to me, but I've not applied it to my eyes as yet. So let's do this. What are you doing here? What are you doing? I will chop you off. You know I will. My scissors are looking at me right now. You know I'll chop you off. You know that. You know that at home. I know that. I mean, oh, Shania, I dropped the palette. She's fine. Okay, so I'm just going to go in and swatch this brown. They do feel extremely like silky smooth, as the description suggests. So if I just swatch this one here, look at that. Oh my gosh, so pigmented. I mean, really. Okay, and next I'm going to swatch this shade here. I think the keys with the shadows is going lightly, because I do believe that they are, you know, kind of very pigmented. I love that. It's kind of like a charcoal grey. Oh gosh, that's gorgeous. It's like a warm tone grey. Oh gosh, I came up with about 5 different looks that I wanted to do with this palette, and I still have no idea which one I'm actually going to settle on. Let's go in with this beautiful like aubergine shade. Oh, look at that. Does look a little bit like more powdery than the other two. There we go. Beautiful. It matches my top. Which one next? I'm going to go in with this one. Okay, so this is like, what colour is this? It's like kind of like a green. It's like a black, but with like a hint of green in it. It's very interesting indeed. Again, a little bit powdery. But there we go. Look at that on my finger. I mean, holy vaginas. Holy vaginas. Right, I'm just going to wash my fingers. I say wash. I'm just wiping with a wipe, of course. Next, I'm just going to go in with this shade. Did I swatch that one? Is that one I've swatched? Like a lot of these shades, at first glance, do look very similar. You know what I mean? They do look very similar, but let me just swatch this little bad boy down here as well. Okay, so there we go. I feel like that's that one, is it? Let me just swatch it here. Did I swatch? Yeah, I swatched the same one twice. Okay, so next I'm going to swatch all of these, what were they called? Duochrome. Look, oh my gosh, look at this. I've got to use this today on my lid. I was thinking maybe using this with like smoked out red, but now I'm thinking smoked out like warm tone grey. Okay, let me just swatch that one. Oh. Ooh, look at that. Oh my gosh. And then next we've got, and not as great, but I mean, look at that one. Anything going next to that. Oh my gosh, this one's a bit chunky, right? Let me just go over that again. Look at this, guys. Oh my gosh, that's an absolutely beautiful, like, bronzy kind of shade, but this is the one that's really kind of making my vagina tingle right now. I'm just going to go in with this beautiful gold shade last. Again, it did feel a little chunky just then. Oh my gosh, can you see? A bit chunky, but I'm never too daunted by like chunky shimmery eyeshadows for some reason. I don't like chunky highlighters, but chunky eyeshadows don't bother me. Like Gervais Place eyeshadows are super chunky and I love them. So but anyway, there we go. These are the shimmers, and then we've got a selection of the mattes. Obviously we've got a bit of a duplicate situation going all upon in there. Okay, so I am just going to get straight into the look. Just to mention as well, I did set my eyes today with this shade here, just because I wanted to just have everything, have the palette, like all of the palette, like I wanted to make sure that on my eyes it was all of the palette. I don't know, I didn't want to put anything else on there is what I'm trying to say that wasn't from the palette. I don't know, but anyway, okay, let me just wipe these swatches off. Oh, that one is very chunky, by the way, just to show you, that gold one. I mean, it's beautiful, but it looks very chunky indeed. I don't know if you can see. But anyway, okay, so I'm just going to regrettably wipe these beautiful swatches off my arm. I must say as well, like, I'm a little bit intimidated of some of these mattes just because they do look to be, like, very pigmented. My hair's doing my head in, but I'm just going to leave it as is. I mean, really. Okay, so, oh my gosh, which one do I go in with first? I think I'm going to start small. I'm going to go in with this, like, light beigey kind of shade, I think, just to get things popping, you know. Oh, where's my favourite brush? Oh, why am I never fucking prepared? I thought I was prepared. Look at all the brushes, but no, she's not included a favourite fucking brush. Okay, so I'm just gonna pop my brush up. All up in there. A little bit of fallout, a lot of fallout. I'm just gonna pop this into my crease. Oh my god, it's so pigmented. I mean, for such a light shade, can you see already? I'm just like, whoa. By the way, I love this brush. This is Morphe. I don't know what the name is because it doesn't actually say the name on it. But one of my subscribers, Pino, sent these to me. And I was so happy because I've never used Morphe brushes before. I don't want to jump on the Morphe bandwagon, of course. But it's an absolutely gorgeous brush. I almost said blush for blending. Okay, so I've just dipped back into that shade. And I'm just going in again. I'm going to try and keep this video shorter today because I know that my last testing out eyeshadow palette video was like an epic feature length shindig. So I am going to keep this one quick. I'm probably not going to show you much of the blending just because I know that you've all got other things to do, other places to be. Do you know what I mean? I don't want to take up too much of your precious time. So, okay, so I am next going to go in with this shade here. It's a bit more of like a cooler cooler shade. I'm just going to pop that on. Okay, so I feel like these eyeshadows are blending out beautifully, like absolutely beautiful. There's just the right amount of, you know, colour coming through, and they just blend out seamlessly. Okay, so next I'm gonna I'm gonna put another lighter shade in. No, I'm not. I'm gonna go in with this one. I'm just doing it. This is the one that I swatched that I really fell in love with, and I'm going for it. I'm just getting some of the excess off. Okay. Look at that right there. I mean, really. Oh my gosh, look at that. Look at it. Like, really, I just think that looks beautifully blended. No, like, I don't want to sound like, you know, such a big head or anything, but I feel like these eyeshadows are infused with, like, magic, because, can you see what I mean? Like, I'm just going to try and show you it. This is what I always say, but I'm going to try and show you as opposed to just babbling on. But can you see how beautifully it's kind of blended? Like, so easily. It's just like dipping back and forth a couple of times. Done. You know, normally I'm sat here just like for fecking hours. I've got wrist ache. Honeys is wondering, am I even going to get a hand job ever again? Because Anwen just, you know, burnt her wrist out just doing her blending. But oh my gosh, this is gorgeous. Okay, so I'm next going to put a little bit of that grey shade like underneath my eye, just to, like, you know, smoke that bad boy out. You really do have to, like, tap off the excess with this, because you do pick up a lot of the product on your brush. I mean, look at that. It's just blended out within a second. I was just sat here, like, you know, doing my other eye, and I was thinking, holy balls and vaginas. This palette, sensational. I've never had a palette just blend as easily as this. I was wondering why this was so much more expensive, you know, than a lot of other TZ cosmetic products. And now I think I know why, because the actual formula, like the blendability, is amazing. Pigmentation, amazing. At this point, I'm loving it. I mean, I am loving it. Next, I'm actually going to just go in with this, like, charcoal shade that I love and I'm clinging on to because I just think he's fabulous. I'm just going to build up the crease a little bit. I want a dramatic, smoky look today. I mean, look at how beautiful it's just blended, and especially for quite intimidating, you know, dark and mysterious shades. I just feel like because they blend out so easily, they're just not intimidating anymore. So then you just pack loads on like I'm doing right now. Feels crazy, right? I feel like I could be done with the crease now and just move on to the lid, because, like, if you look at all of this smokiness that we've got going on, I just feel like quite happy with it. But because we are testing out the palette, I am going to go in with, I'm thinking I'm going to go in with this shade, which is like a warm red shade, because I really want to just add a little bit of depth. Okay, so I'm also going in with a different brush, and I'm just going to pat this, you know, kind of in the outer vagina area. I'm going to put a little bit of what's left on my brush under here. Oh my gosh, I feel like so smoky and like mysterious girl. I want to get close to you. Boop, boop, boop. Anyone remember that song by Peter Andre? But look at it. I mean, it's so mysterious. I don't think I've ever witnessed myself with such a smoky eye, and this hair is doing my head in. Right. Okay, so I think the time has come to indulge and go into this beautiful duochrome shade. I'm just loose at my vagina to go in with this one. So I'm just going to actually use my finger because that's my favourite way. Look. Oh, yeah. Oh, juicy lemons. Look at this. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. Oh my gosh. This is actually so gorgeous. I feel like you can't really see much of the beauty of it from far away, but when you look up close, can you see? You can catch that snake-like, you know, duochrome gorgeousness. Look at my finger. I feel like this palette is literally phenomenal. I can understand why the price is higher, you know, than their other palettes, because the eyeshadows just blend out effortlessly. You know, can I say the word? Why do I even attempt it anymore? Effortlessly. You know that word. They just are absolutely gorgeous. I really want you to see, like, maybe if I get my mirror, I don't know why I feel like the mirror there is going to help. I don't know, but you know, like when you're at the hairdressers, they've done the cut and they get the mirror to show you the back of your head, and it's kind of like, well, I never see the back of my head, so I don't have a frame of reference here. But the hairdresser is always like so excited to get their mirror so they can show you the back of the head. You know, they're just so proud to show off their work. They're like, no, you are going to see the back of your head because I want you to see my fucking great work. I mean, really. But anyway, okay, so do you know what? I'm going to take this a step further. I'm licking my finger and I'm going to dip in. So she licked her finger and she's dipping right back in again. Oh, yeah. Okay, so look. Oh my gosh. My eye right now is just so mysterious. Like, I know I keep saying it, but my eyes just look so mysterious and grungy, and I'm loving it right now. Guys, just look at my finger right now. Look at that. Is that just not the most beautifulest finger? I mean, I know I've shown a lot of beautiful fingers here on my channel, but this has to take the biscuit for being just the most fabulous. So I replicated what I did on this eye, and do you know what? I feel like I'm kind of finished. Like, I don't know what else to do. I don't want to take it too far, but I'm so happy with the look. You're probably at home thinking, no, Anwen, just no, but I'm loving this. Like, this I feel is one of the best looks I've ever created ever. I'm loving the blend. I'm loving the shades. I'm just loving it. I mean, I am not going to be able to get out of my bedroom because my head will be so epically big, it won't get out. But I just feel like, you know, give credit where credit's due. This is a fucking stonking look. I'm joking, guys. I'm joking. Like, I do love it, but I'm not bigging myself up that much. I mean, really. Okay, well, I am, because I love the look. But do you know what I mean? Okay. Anyway, so I feel like, I don't know what else to do. Like, I don't want to spoil it. I feel like, do I pile on more? Or do I just know when the going's good and just say, yes, like, I'm happy with my look. This palette does come with a mirror. So look, I could see the look from there. Like, oh, yes, I'm liking. Oh, where have I gone? Oh, yes, I'm liking the look from there. Look, I'm like that hairdresser. So proud to see all angles. Okay, should we have a look from this angle? Like, oh, where have I gone? Oh, my gosh. Oh, my gosh. There she is from this angle. Oh my gosh, I can see myself in the TV now. All of these majestical angles. I feel like I'm in a professional studio right now. So I'm just going to go away. I'm going to apply my mascara, a probably thick load of highlight, and I'll be right back to give you my final thoughts. But I think you probably know what my final thoughts are going to be. But anyway, you've got to hear it. You're here. You stuck it out this long. Why not just hang around a bit longer? I mean, really. Okay, so this is the final look. And do you know what? I'm really keen to hear what your thoughts are, because for me, this is like the best eye look I feel like I've ever created, ever. And I feel like it's all down to this palette, obviously. Also, I did just want to say as well, thank you so much to Pino, one of my subscribers, for getting me the Morphe brushes, because this particular like brush here has revolutionised my blending. However, I feel like the success of this look is down to the palette. This palette is the bomb to the diggity, to the bomb, to the vagina, to the balls. It's a great palette. It's a great palette. The matte formula just blends out so easy. It's not one of those palettes where you have to keep digging back in, you know, like, and blending back in, blending, because let's face it, that gets monotonous. This is just like you dip in, do a little bit of blend, and you go on to the next shade. I've never known mattes to be as blendable, you know, than these ones. It's almost like they're saying, just blend us. It's fine. We're here. This is our job. This is what we do. This is what we came for. The kind of duochrome shades at the side. Again, like, I obviously only tried one of them on my eyes today, but I feel like it's stonking. It's stonking in the sense that it's packed with colour. It's just made the look fly off to Uranus. It doesn't look chunky. It's got a beautiful, like, it makes me think of a snake for some reason, like duochrome snake just being sassy, popping out from under your oven when you least expect it. That happened to Honey's, by the way, one time. A snake just popped out. Not his snake, it was I was about to say someone else's snake. Not someone else, it was a snake. An actual reptilian snake. Anyway, it's worth £25. Why is it £25? And then a lot of TZ Cosmetics products are like a lot less money, but I can definitely see why now. I just feel like this is a beautiful, exquisite formula. It's like the caviar of eyeshadows, you know. I would definitely recommend this palette, but only if you like the shades. As I mentioned at the beginning, a lot of the shades do look fairly similar, you know. They're just kind of different variations of each other. You've got like plummy, aubergine, charcoal grey, beige, brown, like a tan kind of shade. So you do get a lot of shades, but they're all that kind of muted, neutral, grungy kind of shade. If you're a fan of colour, for example, probably wouldn't recommend this palette because it's kind of grungy, you know what I mean? I honestly love this palette. Like, I love the palette. I just think, oh my gosh, it blends out beautifully. Oh my gosh, like, thank you so much to Rick for sending me this beautiful palette. It's just... Guys, you know how much I love the Aurora highlighting palette. I love this eyeshadow palette on exactly the same level. If you like grungy mattes, if you're a fan of the Ultimate Basics by Urban Decay, get this palette. Like, my all-time favourite palette is, let me show you, I've got it right here. Okay, so this is my all-time favourite palette, the Ultimate Basics by Urban Decay. Is that the right name? Why am I getting confused? I don't know. But this is what it looks like. Can you see the similarities to the two palettes? There's a lot of similarities here, which I didn't realise before I actually dibble-dabbled and put this one on my eyes. I love the formula in this palette, but let me tell you right now, this formula has got nothing on this. And how much is this one? Like 40 something pounds. And this one is £25. So can you see they're like very similar? And also with the TZ one, you get the bonus of the duochromatic luster shades at the side. So I just really wanted to, like, you know, make that comparison to you because they're actually very similar. Right, guys, I'm really going to go now. But thank you so much for... Oops, shit, it fell on the floor. Thank you so much for watching the video. If I've missed anything out or you've got any questions or comments or anything, just let me know in the comments downstairs and I'll be back soon with more.